You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome. It is Saturday. Guess what? We are live on a Saturday morning. When does that ever happen? Well, you know, I am a strong proponent and believer in the agile methodology. Consider this a Delta Plus. We are trying something new, trying to get 1% better every single day, every single sprint, every single iteration. If you do not know who I am your host of the channel, of the show, of the page, wherever you are watching from, whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, X, YouTube, of course, my main home. I welcome you all. I am Tech Coach Ralph, where, as always, we are engineered to win. This is another edition, another episode of the Koffee and Kata show. But our Kata today is we are going to be looking at numbers, the weekly numbers that we discussed on Monday that we're going to be looking at. We're going to actually look at the numbers. I've been talking about this for a while now, that I always look at the numbers to look at, we share the numbers to look out for, but then we never go back and look at them. So I said, you know what? Saturday morning, we're going to try it out. We're going to look out for those numbers. Can't promise you we're going to do this every Saturday, but I'm going to try to work this. I'm going to try to make it something where we review the numbers, because, we can be watching all types of nonsense and junk, and the things that really affect us, we don't pay attention. So I want to get better at this. I want to start paying attention to these numbers to understand what they mean. Everything that I have always set my mind to, I've been able to figure it out. Like just recently, working through Node, Express, Mongo, writing unit tests, getting so much better at it. And like yesterday, I was so annoyed because something that I thought would be working super easily wasn't working. And then at the end of the day, figured it out. And then, now I'm like on a roll. So that being said, I want to get the same way with these numbers. So we're going to look at the LinkedIn article report on the numbers to look out for this week. And then we're going to go through those numbers. I pulled them up. I have them ready. We're planning on going till no later than 9:55. Sometimes we go a little bit over, but I want to go till 9:55 a.m. Eastern time. That's where we're at. And then, we'll wrap it up and continue with the day. Tons of things to do this week. I have such a busy weekend. Got some things going on in a particular Discord, and tomorrow it's Scrum night. So, still have to record one more video, edit, render, all that good stuff. I pretty much have weekly sprints for this type of stuff. So lots going on. So let's get into it. All right. If you haven't done so already, do me a big favor. Go ahead and like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every single time that we go live. If you are in need of additional content to help you level up or one-on-one coaching, go over to www.techcoachralph.dev and we can figure it out from there. All right. So with that being said, let's get into our news for today, right? Our numbers. Let's look at the numbers. They always say, it's a pretty silly saying actually, right? But it goes, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Well, maybe numbers don't lie, but the way that they interpret the numbers could be a lie. So we're going to look at it for ourselves. Let's stop looking at what people are telling us and let's start trying to figure it out for ourselves. Let's get smarter, let's get better, let's get more introspective as well as retrospective. Retrospect is an agile word, it's an agile ceremony. All right, so let's just jump right into it. Let me put my timer up first. All right, timer is up, and well, it's not up. Hold on. There it goes. Timer's up. Let's just jump into it, and we are. Whoa! Stop the show. Stop the presses. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Mitch himself is in the building. And guess what, guys? We are live at 9:05 a.m. because Mitch, because I asked him, like, hey, Mitch, you decide what time we're going live on Saturday morning to look at these numbers. Mitch said 9 a.m. And now Mitch is in the building. And Mitch says, they didn't ask for Superman. They asked for Clark Kent. But you gave Lois Lane. But at the end, Superman is still alive. Still alive. And Mitch adds, numbers can be manipulated. Exactly. You'll hear in the coming months, you'll hear the same exact numbers being touted by two different sides as these numbers are absolutely horrendous and we're all going to die. And you're also going to hear that these are the greatest numbers in the history of the world. All right. We have never, ever been at a better time. So which one is it going to be? Well, that's what we're here to discuss. We're here to try to figure out for ourselves and not let them tell us what it is. Let's try to be the ones who figure it out for ourselves. All right. With that being said, we are going to just jump right into it. So we are going to start off with reading the article for the numbers to watch for this week, right? It came out on Monday. It looks like it was updated 4 days ago, but we're going to read it and then we're going to jump into the numbers. I have a document that has all of the numbers that we're going to be looking at, and then we're going to go into each link one by one. And like I said, looking to wrap up around 9:55 because guess what? Guess what? My guy Joseph going live at 11 Eastern time. Going to be interviewing somebody, and I want to be around for that. So we're gonna finish around 9:55 here. Get some work done, get some more work done. Some development work, some recordings, and then we're going to tune over to Technique Tips, and we're going to watch that information that they have to share. All right, we support one another here. We support one another. All right, so let's get started. Let's not waste any time. And Mitch says, especially with this election, that is a fact. That's a fact. Bruh. All right, so let's get to it. I must say, I'm liking this new software because it integrates well with my stream. What do they call this? My stream deck-ish thing. I don't even know the name. My stream controller. Yeah. So, anyways, let's get to it. So, the numbers to watch for this week. So, this came out on Monday. It says economic growth and inflation will be top concerns this week when U.S. releases its gross domestic product report for the first quarter. Much stronger than expected retail sales in March prompted analysts at Goldman Sachs to lift their GDP estimates to a 3.1 annualized rate from 2.5%. That just reminded me, I do have the link in the chat for anyone who wanted to call in. So let me go ahead and let me turn on the option to call in just in case anybody wanted to call in. Oh, it's on already. Cool. Perfect. So if anybody wants to call in, feel free. But we're talking about numbers today. So if you want to talk about numbers, help me out, help me understand this stuff, feel free to call in. But let's keep going. So the economy has grown at a 3.4 pace over the prior quarter. Meanwhile, faster inflation has led Fed Reserve Chair Jerome Powell to temper expectations of when and if the central bank will lower rates from its 23-year high. So we read this on Monday, right? The Fed's favored inflation gauge, the personal consumption expenditure price index, is expected to increase slightly to an annual rate of 2.6% in March, according to a Market Watch survey. While new jobless claims have remained unusually stable at 212,000 for 5 out of the past 6 weeks, the numbers have fluctuated when not adjusted for seasonal factors. And so the numbers that we're going to be looking at today, we have the U.S. Census Bureau releasing key housing market indicators. We have the U.S. Census Bureau releasing reports on durable goods. We have the U.S. Department of Labor releasing initial jobless claims for the previous week. Bureau of Economics Analysis releases the preliminary GDP estimate for the first quarter. And yesterday we had the U.S. Department of Commerce releasing March's personal consumer price expenditure. And then we have University of Michigan releasing its final reading of April's Consumer Sentiment Index. And that one measures how Americans feel about the current and future economic conditions. And I'm pretty sure these elections coming up are going to rely heavily, I repeat, heavily on this report because we are so touchy-feely and we are not looking at the analytics, the numbers, making database decisions. You know, Mitch will tell you in the NBA nowadays. Back in the days, if you were to stop and take a 3-pointer on a fast break, you would be benched to the end of the bench. But nowadays, if you go for the layup and you don't stop and take the 3-pointer, you'll probably get benched because the analytics. And I want us to be more analytical. We need to we need to become data analysts, even if it's in our own personal lives, like Mitch is. Mitch is a true data analyst. We can play data analyst on YouTube, but it's going to help us make better decisions. All right. Okay. So let's get into I put together this spreadsheet, not the easiest three. Let me zoom in a little bit on it. Let's go to 150. All right. So the numbers. So I have just a link to the numbers to review, and as they come up, I will, I will for the according week. Then we'll look at those numbers. All right. Big Suggs is in the building. Says good day, peeps. Good day to you as well, Big Suggs. Welcome.
I appreciate you.
All right. And Mitch says definitely be benched. For real. Now, I don't even know what to do anymore. Should I take the 3 or should I go for the layup? Or maybe I just take a shot at the free throw. You'll definitely be benched for it. You'll probably never play again if you stop and pull up at the free throw on a fast break. Just saying. All right. I digress. Okay. So we're gonna be looking at these numbers. So I have it for this week, right? Preliminary U.S. imports for consumption of steel products. Advanced report of durable goods, advanced economic indicators report, and then U.S. Department of Labor, jobless claims, and personal consumption price expenditure. All right. So, do I have? I thought I had the one for University of Michigan. But anyways, let's go. So, U.S. imports for consumption of steel products, and we have a bunch of numbers here. Is this the right one? Let me see. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. Go here. And let's see. Let's search for housing. I had the housing one. Let's go to. We are on April 23rd. There we go. So we have new residential constructions, new residential sales, and I think this is the one that we're looking for right here. New residential sales. So this page provides national and regional data on the numbers of new single-family houses sold and for sale. It also provides a national data on the median and average prices, the number of houses sold and for sale by stage of construction, and other statistics. The data are from the Survey of Constructions, which is partially funded by the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD. All right, so let's see. That's announcements. All right, let's see. Where are our numbers? All right, so let's go to this latest new residential sales report. And so new residential sales, new houses sold as of from March 2024. So in April, they're releasing the numbers from the previous month of March. So for March 2024, new houses sold was 693,000 new houses sold, and new houses for sale is 477,000, and the median sales price of a home is $430,700. And all right, so let's read some of these numbers. Sales for new single family houses in March 2024 were at a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 693, according to the estimates released jointly today by U.S. Census Bureau and Department of Housing Urban Development. This is an 8.8%, plus or minus 7.2% above the revised February rate of 637,000 and is 8.3%, 19.5% above the March 2023 estimate of 640,000. So pretty much what's going on is there were more houses sold in March 2024 than were estimated to that would have been sold, right? So it was estimated of 640,000, but this is 2023. Okay, so we are so in March of 2020, I'm reading this wrong. So in March of 2023, the estimate was 640,000, but in March of 2024, it is 693,000. So a difference between last year and this year, we have a 53,000 homes, more homes sold in March of 2024 than March of 2023. Hopefully, I'm reading that right. And let's see what else. So, and as Mitch correctly says, shame and interest is at 6.8% average. Hey, people want what they want. When I saw these interest rates rising, I'm like, I am not moving anywhere. If I'm not buying cash, I'm not going anywhere, right? So it says, all right, sales price. The median sales price of new, let me get this off the screen. The median price of new houses sold in March 2024 was $430,000, and the average sales price was $524,800. So the median sales price of new houses sold in March of 2024 was $430,000. The average sales price was $524,000. Median average. Mitch, help us out. The median and the average. I thought the median is the middle. The average is the collective. Okay, so let's go back to elementary school real quick. All right. So what is the median? And median in math. So the median is the middle number in a sorted list of numbers and can be more descriptive of that data than the average number. Okay, the median is sometimes used as opposed to the mean when there are outliers in the sequence that might skew the average. Okay, so the average is all of the homes sold prices put together and then divided by the total amount of homes sold, versus the median is that you have a list of all of those numbers and whatever falls right in the middle. So it's not necessarily because you can have a house that was like millions of dollars and you can have a house that was sold for like $100,000. So getting the one that's right in the middle would give you the median, but the average, the mean, would be the one that was like when you add all of those together and you divide it by the total number of homes sold. Cool, got it. Thank you, Mitch. Mitch is right on point with that with us. So, and that's why this is exactly why I said, Mitch, you tell us the time, because he is going to give us the game on how to figure out these numbers. All right. So thank you so much for that, Mitch. All right. So let's continue. All right. So, and you know what you're saying, Mitch, with the interest, right? Imagine 10 years ago, even a little bit longer, when homes were being sold in the hundreds, in the 100,000s, and the interest rates were like between 2 to 4%, right? Between 2 to 4%. Now, the houses are being sold like 400 to 800,000 with an interest rate of 6 to 8%. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. But hey, people want what they want. All right. So lastly, for sale inventory and month supply. The seasonally adjusted estimate of new homes for sale at the end of March was 477,000. This represents a supply of 8.3 months at the current sales rate. All right. So that's the housing numbers for the month of March 2024, which grew year over year by a 53,000 increase, 19.5%. Yeah. So that's that. That is that. All right. So let's take a look at what Mitch is saying as he's helping us out with this. It says, like a credit score, 700, 800, 750. The median would be 750. Yep, got it. Perfect. Perfect. And, we are in school today. So Mitch also says, you take the highest and the lowest, cross them out, and what's left is the middle. Don't matter what order they are in. And he says, exactly. That is crazy. This is what it gets. It gets a
Bruh.
yep, bruh. What's going on here? What's going on? All right. Okay, so we are moving on to our next one. All right, so what is our next one? So we are going to the report on durable goods. So we don't need the steel one. We want the one on durable goods. Is this the one on durable goods? Let me make sure I get the one on durable goods. Yep, that's the one for durable goods. Okay, so the manufacturer's shipment, inventories, and orders. The manufacturer shipment, inventories, and orders, M3, survey provides broad-based monthly statistical data on economic conditions in the domestic manufacturing sector. The survey measures current industrial activity and provides an indication of future business trends. All right, so let's take a look at the latest monthly advanced report on manufacturing, latest monthly full report on. I guess we want the full report, maybe. I don't know. Let's see what date this came out. Let's see. And it says, now you are talking my language. You see, I have figured out Mitch's love language. All right. So my love language is a bunch of code and stuff. Mitch's love language is numbers. All right. And Big Suggs says math is everything. Exactly. The world revolves around math. All right. So let's continue. All right. So let's see. This was released April 2nd. So I don't think this is the one that we're looking for then. Let's go to this one. Let's see if what date this one is on. All right, there we go. Monthly advance report on durable goods, manufacturer shipments, inventories, and orders. April 24th. That would have been Thursday. Wednesday. All right. So March 2024, the durable goods new orders is 800 or $283.4 billion, 2.6% increase. February's revised numbers is 276.1 billion, 0.7 increase. The next release date is May 24th. So whatever Saturday is after May 24th, we should be reviewing this information. Let me see. Okay, and this one is, so this one is going to be measuring manufacturing activity. All right. So let's see what is going on. So new orders for manufactured durable goods in March, up 2 consecutive months. So in February, up 0.7, in March, up 2.6%, increased 7.3 billion or 2.6% to $283.4 billion, the U.S. Census Bureau announced today. This followed a 0.7% February increase. Excluding transportation, new orders increased 0.2%. Excluding defense, new orders increased 2.3%. Transportation equipment, also up 2 consecutive months, led the increase 6.8 billion or 7.7% to $95.9 billion. And there's additional material. Let's take a quick look at it. I mean, am I going to be able to understand it? Not really. Oh yeah, definitely not going to understand this. But it's breaking down. Okay, so it's breaking down the totals and then the new orders, the totals for March, for February. I don't know if you can see this, but what I'm going to do as well I'm going to drop these links in the chat for anyone who is interested in seeing it. So this one right here is going to be the new home sales. What? Hold on. Hold the presses. We got the man, the myth, the legend in the building. We got tech niche tips. We got Joseph in the building. What's good, Joseph? I'm just getting the crowd warmed up for you. 11 a.m. Tech niche tips is going live. Another amazing interview. Just getting the crowd warmed up for you. So thank you so much for stopping by.
I appreciate you.
We are just reviewing the numbers for the week, the important numbers for the week. We're just taking a look at those. Thank you, Mitch, for letting me know that Joseph was in the building. All right. Thank you for letting me know. And let's see, I dropped that one. All right, let me drop the one that we just looked at, the monthly. So we looked at the manufacturing on durable goods. We just looked at that one. Let me drop that for you. Because hey, back in the days, people would wake up in the morning, have their cup of coffee. I have my cup of coffee right here, right? And then they would read the newspapers and stuff like that. So this is the digital era. We're doing the same thing, but we're looking at the numbers that actually matter to us, and how do we maneuver? How do we make more sense of this? So like the next time, maybe not the next time, we might still be struggling a little bit, right? But as we move on, we're going to get more familiar with this. Everything that I've ever put my hands on, when I first started it, no idea. And then getting more and more familiar until I get comfortable. Same with coding, same with QA, same with jujitsu. Now with the numbers. And guess what? We have Mitch with us. So whenever Mitch wants to go live on Saturday mornings, whatever time he chooses to help us out with this, that's the time it's going to be. All right. So all right, let's keep going a bit. So advanced economic indicators. So this one is going to be the let's see, advanced international trade and retail. And this was, let's see. Maybe it's this one right here. I don't know. Let's see. But let's take a look at it. All right. Let's take a look. Advanced economic indicators reports provides advanced statistics for U.S. international trades and goods, domestic retail inventories, and domestic wholesale inventories. The data for U.S. international trade and goods are compiled in terms of commodity, classification, quantities, values, shipping weights, methods of transportation, air or vessel, state of movement, origin, customs district, customs port, country of destination, and whether contents are domestic goods or re-exports. For monthly wholesale trade and monthly retail trade, entities provide data and dollar values of merchant, wholesale, end of month inventories and retail end of month inventories, respectively. A lot of words. Let's just take a look at it because I'm not entirely familiar with this stuff, but we are here to get better. Oh, and there's a little chart over here, right? All economic indicators, advanced wholesale inventories, 896.2 billion, which is down 0.4%. Advanced international trade goods, 91.8 billion deficit, up 1.7. Advanced retail inventory, 788.1, up 0.3%. Advanced durable goods, up 2.6% with 283.4 billion. All right, so what does that mean? No idea. But let's take a look at the report. Let's take a look at the report. And yes, as Tech Niche Tips says, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And once you do that, like I tell you, once you are done here, when we're done here, just go over straight to Tech Niche Tips channel and subscribe to his channel and hit the notification bell as well, so you can know when they start at 11. And guess what? I might not be on time all the time, but Joseph has always been on time, on the money. So hey, I'm still working out my flaws, but go over there, right? If you want someone who's always on time, go check out Joseph, all right? All right, let's take a look at this real quick. So this is April 25th. This was 2 days ago on Thursday. So advanced international trades and goods. The international trade deficit was 91.8 billion in March, up 1.5 billion from 90.3 billion in February. So if our trade deficit is up, that means we are declining, if I'm understanding correctly. Help me out with that, Mitch. If our international trade deficit is up, that means that we are spending more than we are selling, if I'm understanding correctly. Exports of goods for March were 169.2 billion, 6.1 billion less than February exports. Imports of goods for March were 261 billion, 4.6 billion less than February imports. So exports of goods for March were 169.2 billion, 6.1 billion less than February exports. So that means that we exported in March 6.1 billion less than we exported in February. That doesn't sound good. Imports of goods were 261 billion, 4.6 billion less than in February. So imports of goods. So we also imported less in March than we did in February, if I'm understanding correctly. All right. That's just too much. Advanced wholesale inventories. Wholesale inventories for March, adjusted for seasonal variations and trading day differences, but not for price changes, were estimated at an end of month level 896.2 billion, down 4.4%, plus or minus of 0.2% from February 2024, and were down 2.1% from March of 2023. Wholesale inventories for March, adjusted for seasonal variations and trading day differences, but not price change, were estimated at an end of month level of 896.2 billion. Yeah, this one is a little too advanced for me. Not really understanding what it's trying to communicate. So I'm going to make a note. I'm going to make a note right here. Investigate. And what am I investigating again? I am investigating advanced wholesale inventories. And that is going to be on this link right here, because I don't get that one. All right, so next up, and that's what we do here. When we run into something that we don't understand, we put a note of it, and we're like, we are going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out, and then we come back, and then we share the information, and we get better so that we can understand the numbers, right? We can understand the numbers, so we are not manipulated by those who say they understand the numbers when they really don't. All right, so advanced retail inventories. Retail inventories for March, adjusted for seasonal variations and trading day, but not for price, were estimated at a month end of 7.88.1 billion, up 0.3% from February 2024, and were up 4.4% from March 2023. The January 2024 to February 2024 percentage change was unrevised from the estimate of up 0.5%. Let's see. We have 2 more to go, so we can do a quick lookup on this. Right? Let's do a quick lookup. So let's go with how to understand. Well, how to understand women. That's hilarious. All right. Let's see. How to understand advanced wholesale inventories. What does wholesale inventories measure? The wholesale inventories are the stock of unsold goods held by wholesalers. Inventories are the key component of gross domestic product change. A high inventory points to economic slowdown in the US, while low readings point to stronger growth. Okay, so shout out to Google, right? So wholesale inventories are the stock of unsold goods held by wholesalers. So now, and it says inventories that are the key component of GDP changes. A high inventory points to economic slowdown in the US. So now, if we go back to this, and it says that the wholesale for March was adjusted for season. All right, we're estimated at an end of 896.2 billion, down 0.4% from February. So this would say that this is a good sign that means that our stock is a good sign, because the stock is going down, right? So to me, this seems like a good thing. Mitch weighs in and says, stock like supply chain analysis, stock inventory, PARs, etc. Okay, you see, like Mitch answers faster than I can Google. All right, Mitch answers faster than I can Google. So let's see what this advanced retail one means. Does it mean the same? So does it mean like the stock for retail? Okay, yeah, that's pretty much what it means. Wholesale inventory. Let's say the retail inventories. Retail inventories measure the monthly dollar value of inventories held by retailers. The advanced report is released late in the month for the following month and is part of the monthly advanced economic indicators. I read that. And let's see. So, I mean, pretty much same thing. All right, cool. So that is awesome. We are learning over here. We are learning. So, learning on a Saturday morning. Who does that? You could be sleeping. You could be, who knows, be hungover. But we are here putting in the work. No days off. We work every single day. All right. So let's go to what's our next one. We're going to be looking at the U.S. Department of Labor jobless claims. All right. So see, I don't even need to investigate this anymore because we just investigated it. So the U.S. Department of Labor jobless claims. Let's go, because this might be the one that we want to see. This might be the one, and that is a fact. That's a fact. Mitch says Google doesn't know this game like me. Yes, and that's why. I was getting nervous. It was like started at 9:05, 9:06, and it was like 9:06 and 30 seconds in. I'm like, okay, Mitch isn't here. What am I gonna do? And then, like Mitch said, like he said, they didn't ask for Superman. They asked for Clark Kent. But they gave us Lois Lane. But at the end, Superman is still alive. I'm just saying. All right. So the unemployment insurance weekly claims, all right? So seasonally adjusted data in the week ending of April 20th, the advanced figure for seasonally adjusted initial claims was 207,000, a decrease of 5,000 from the previous week unrevised levels of 212,000. The 4-week moving average is 213,250 or 213,250, a decrease of 1,250 from the previous week's unrevised average of 214,500. Right? So that means that, so let's keep in mind, this does not mean that 5,000 people got jobs. Now, by all means, I'm pretty sure a good portion of those 5,000 got jobs, but it also means that some people were just not, claiming for having jobless claims, like claiming for unemployment. It could be that they didn't want to continue with the annoying process of applying for unemployment just to get a measly $137 a week or a month or whatever, or I think it's a week or every 2 weeks, something, whatever it is, right? So, I'm not doing this. All right. So let me zoom in on this one actually. Let me see. Can I zoom in? Yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go. Much better. So let's close this annoying thing over here. All right, it continues. The advanced seasonally adjusted insured employment rate was 1.2% for the week ending of April 13th, unchanged from previous week's unrevised rates. The advanced numbers for seasonally adjusted insured unemployment during the week ending of April 13th was 1,781,000, a decrease of 15,000 from the previous week's revised levels. The previous week's level was revised down by 16,000 from 1,812,000 to 1,796,000. The 4-week moving average was 1,794,000, a decrease of 7,250 from the previous week's revised average. The previous week's average was revised down by 4,000 from 1,805,250 to 1,801,250. All right, so these we're gonna have to dig into these numbers. All right, we're gonna have to dig into these numbers. So to understand exactly what they mean, but we have some graphs. I like graphs. So seasonally adjusted initial claims. So it's pretty static for the most part. And then seasonally adjusted uninsured, seasonally adjusted insured unemployment And it's pretty static there too. Unadjusted data, the advanced numbers of actual initial claims under state programs unadjusted total 201,619 in the week ending of April 20th, a decrease in 7,363 or negative 3.5%. So it could look like people are getting jobs, or it could look like they're not filing. So either way, there's going to be a mixture in there, of course. Okay. The seasonal factors had expected a decrease, and it could be people who are no longer qualified to receive unemployment as well. So there's like they can't file. So it could be those three factors playing along. The seasonal factors had expected to decrease of 2,549 or a decrease of 1.2% from the previous week. There were 233 initial claims in the comparable week of 2023. All right. So, it was down year over year. The advanced unadjusted insured unemployment rate was 1.2% during the week ending of April 13th, unchanged from the prior week. The advanced unadjusted level of insured unemployment in state programs totaled 1,820,655, a decrease of 27,685, or a decline of 1.5% from the preceding week. The seasonal factors had expected a decrease of 12,574, or a decrease of 0.7% from the previous week. A year earlier, the rate was 1.2%, and the volume was 1,749,975. We have some uncolorful graphs. God forbid. Who does that? All right. And the total number of continued weeks claims for benefits in all programs for the week ending of April 6th was 1,873,546, a decrease in 79,491 from the previous week, and so forth. All right. So that's that. That is that article. And Mitch says manipulation. All right. And Mitch also said, he says, to be honest with this, I think it's worse than what's showing, especially with this unemployment. And he also says, for standing in lines, phone calls, etc., people aren't doing that. And the thing is, right, the way that we used to apply for jobs back in the days is so different than the way that we apply for jobs today. So you could show back in the days, putting in applications, like when you were like going in person to do it. Now, what do you show? Like, you show your LinkedIn history that you applied for, however many jobs. I can automate applying for jobs. And I remember when I got laid off in 2008, and I think I got one unemployment check. I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like this, I'm not doing this. The amount that they're giving you, it was nothing. I'm like, I'm just gonna figure something out, So, and then Mitch says long hold times for $137. Mitch, do not forget the 53 cents. All right, don't forget the 53 cents. Okay. It happens. All right. So let's jump over into our last remaining one with the 5 minutes that we have left. So we have personal consumption expenditures price index. And this one is the one that measures how we feel. So let's go. So personal consumption expenditure price index. Let's say so the PCE price index released each month in the personal income and outlays reports. Is this the right one? Let me see. Is this the right one? So, oh no, this is the one from. No, I want the consumer sentiment index. The personal consumer is so that one is the Fed's preferred inflation. So this is so my bad. This one is different. So this one is the Department of Commerce. the report measures changes in price of goods and services. So let's take a look at that one, and then we'll look at the University of Michigan one. All right. So changes from a month ago. March 2024 is up 2.7%. February 2024 it was up 2.5%. January 2024 up 2.5%. December 2023 up 2.6%. Let's see. So a measure of prices that people living in the United States or those buying on their behalf pay for goods and services. The PCE price index is known for capturing inflation or deflation across a wide range of consumer spending and reflects changes in consumer behavior. So let's take a look at the current releases. So personal income increased by $122 billion, a 0.5%, 0.5% at a monthly rate in March, according to the estimates released today by the Bureau of Economic Analysis. Disposable income, the disposable personal income, DPI, personal income less personal current taxes increased 104 billion, 0.5%, and personal consumption expenditures increased 160.9 billion. So, personal income increased 122 billion. Disposable income increased 104 billion. However, personal consumption expenditures increased 160.9 billion. So, Mitch, help me out here. Is this telling me that in the month of March we spent more than we made? So, let's take a look. All right. So, price indexes percent change from preceding months. So PCE 0.3%, excluding food and energy 0.3% for March. Personal consumption expenditure 0.8%, current dollar, chain 2017 0.5. Disposable personal income 0.5. So 0.5 for the disposable personal income, 0.5 for the personal income, 0.8 for the personal consumption expenditures. Price indexes is 2.7, and the PCE, excluding food and energy, is 2.8. Let's see. The 160.9 billion increase in current dollar PCE in March reflected an increase of 80.6 billion in spending for services and 80.3 billion increase in spending for goods. Within services, the largest contributor to the increase were healthcare, both outpatient and hospital services, and housing and utilities led by housing. Within goods, the largest contributor to the increase were gasoline and other energy goods led by motor vehicle fuels, lubricants, and fluids, other non-durable goods led by recreation items, and food and beverage. Detailed information on monthly PCE spending can be found in table 2.4. We're not going to look at the table, but maybe next time we'll have more time to do that. But yeah, this is interesting. I could be wrong on what I'm reading here. I could just not be understanding completely, but it doesn't ring great to me. All right. So let's move on to our very, very last one as time is running out. We are going to look at the University of Michigan, the March, the April's Consumer Sentiment Index. All right. We're going to look at that one, and then we're going to wrap it up. We only have a few seconds left, but we'll extend a little bit just so we can finish this one up. Mitch says feelings change, principles don't. Well, I know when I was in elementary school, we had a few different principles, even in middle school. So, you meant my bad. You meant those type of principles. All right. So let's get to our very last one for today. Let's get to our last one. Right. We are going to be looking at the Consumer Sentiment Index. Now we're talking about feelings. All right. So, survey of consumers. Refresh your browser at 10 a.m. What the heck is this? What are you talking about? That is so weird. Anyway, let's go here. So, reports. Let's go to reports. What in the world? University of Michigan. Seriously? I have to wait till 10 a.m. to refresh my browser? Maybe we'll do this one Monday morning. I'm not waiting till 10 a.m. Like, what are we going to do for 5 minutes? All right. Anyways, let's see. So let's take a look at what Mitch said. Mitch says, I'm gonna go to full screen. Let's go with let's see. All right. So the sad part about this, they take everybody's income, all states, and say there was a pay increase. Can't make this. Yeah, and this is what they give you. They give you this. Can't make it up. You cannot make it up. And Mitch also says, so going back to this, right? Going back to this. They'll take, so let's say someone living in California, someone living in New York, Seattle, maybe Chicago, maybe, I don't know. Where else has like these high cost of living and high, pay. And they'll take that and they'll do the calculation to give you this information. It's when, if you look at like a good portion, the middle class, quote unquote, it's probably like a lot higher in the spending than it's allowed to be, because those who make tons and tons of money, I don't believe they frivolously waste money as those who are, in the lower class / middle class, right? They can, but I don't think they do. I could be wrong, but I don't think they do, right? So let's continue. Let me says, so it's on credit, loans, etc. That is true. That is true. Klarna, Afterpay. What's the other one? Affirm. Every time I go, even in Udemy nowadays, I'm saying, buy now, pay later. I'm like, I'm not buying now, paying later for a course on Udemy. Like, give me a break here, okay? Give me a break. So, New Jersey and New York. Yep. Cali, New Jersey, New York, Cali, Seattle. Seattle has Amazon. Seattle has Microsoft. A lot. And if Florida and Texas are not careful, we're going to be following right in their footsteps. God forbid. God forbid. All right. So, they didn't give me the information I wanted on the University of Michigan. So what I'm going to do next time, I'm just going to download it. And the U.S. I think it depends on the U.S. government what jobs that they are giving, but we're going to get up out of here. We're going to get up out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. What I'm going to do, maybe Monday morning, I'll review this University of Michigan one. Annoying that I have to wait till 10 o'clock to refresh my browser to get some information. Like, who does that? Just have when it's ready, you just refresh it. Like, who does that? Anyways. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be scheduling the streams for the rest of this week. Tomorrow we're going live for Terraform, working on our infrastructure as code. Let me know if you found this valuable, if you enjoyed it, if you found it useful. Do you want us to continue? I would love to. I'd love to get better at these numbers. And I think that, before we get out of here, right? Before we get out of here, every single person, whether you're watching this live or on replay, clap it up for Mitch for providing us all this amazing information, all this amazing game. And I do have plans to go back at some point to my data engineering, machine learning course. And I'm sure that Mitch will provide us valuable insight on that using Python. I got to a good part of it, but just no time right now. But we will make time. Whenever there's no time, we create time. All right. So we're going to do it. Mitch says already, yes, continue. Yes, continue. All right. With that being said, and this is the perfect way to maybe every 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, maybe every 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah. We'll talk about it. Maybe every other week. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. This was our first one. I loved it. I think we had a great time. And it's 10 o'clock. Let me just refresh this. Let me refresh to see if we get anything. All right. Oh, I want to go, but I want to stay. What do we do? I want to go, but I want to stay. All right. Let's do it. All right. Let's do it. I cannot help myself. All right. So Let's see. Final results for April 2024. This number was supposed to come out yesterday, all right? Index of consumer. Was it yesterday? It was supposed to come out. Let's see. LinkedIn said it was supposed to be yesterday, so I don't know. But let's see. So index of consumer sentiment, 77.2% in April. Current economic conditions, 79%. Index of consumer expectations, 76. And they are so index of consumer expectations is down from March. It's down from March, and the current economic conditions also down from March. What do these numbers mean, though? Like, what is the total score? Interesting. So it's up from a year ago, but it's down from the previous month. So it's a short thing to read, all right? So let's just read this real quick, and then maybe we can dive into the methodological later. But the next release is going to be Friday, May 10th, 2024. So we'll definitely check out for that. So consumer sentiment continued to plateau and was virtually unchanged for the third month in a row. Since January, sentiment has remained remarkably stable within a very narrow index of 2.5 index point range, well under the 4.8 points necessary for statistically significant difference in readings. The long-run business outlook inched up to reach its highest reading since June 2021. While views of personal finances soften, if people think their personal finances are good right now, we are very, very delusional if that's the case. Different parts of the population exhibited offsetting changes this month. Republicans posted notable declines in sentiment this month, whereas Democrats and independents did not. Sentiments for younger consumers rose in contrast to middle-aged and older adults whose sentiments changed little or fell. Overall, consumers continue to express uncertainty about the future trajectory of the economy pending the outcomes of the upcoming election. But at this time, there is no evidence that global geopolitical factors are on the forefront of consumers' minds. I think the government is trying to get geopolitical factors on the forefront, but when you don't have any money, you don't care what's going on in the rest of the world. Fix my home first, and then we'll worry about other people. Year ahead inflation expectations ticked up from 2.9% last month to 3.2% this month. Long run inflation expectations also edged up from 2.8% last month to 3.0% this month. They have been within the narrow 2.9 to 3.1% range for 29 of the last 33 months. Long run inflation expectations remain elevated relative to the 2.2 to 2.6% range seen in the 2 years pre-pandemic. All right. So that is it for today. Let's get back. All right. So just wanted to touch on that real quick. Happy we were able to read it, but we're going to get out of here. Right. We are going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. What I'm going to do before we head out, I am going to drop this in the chat so that when you guys leave here, as I said, you can get ready to go check out my guy, Joseph at Technique Tips, so that you can tune in. He's going to be talking to Sophia. Sophia is going to share her tech story, right? So this is it for today, right? Go over here. Once you leave here, subscribe, like the video. I'm going to like the video right now. And I'm just going to drop in the chat right here. Ending my show now. Sending everyone over to you. Have a great show. All right. We got to support one another, right? Got to support one another. I'm dropping this link in the chat so that once you leave here, you go over to Joseph. All right. And look at that. See, look at that. On my way out, we got my guy. I have Technically Tim in the building. Let me go to full screen. And we're going to go to put that back up. I'm Technically Tim. What's going on, bro? What's going on? So happy to have you here. Hopefully, like I know you're wrapping up your finals. You're wrapping up your finals. Right? How is that going? I'm looking forward to hanging out with you again. But and then here goes the link. Go over to Technique Tips. This is directly to the video that's coming out at 11 today, right? Go watch. I want to see you there. Okay? I want to see you there. And Mitch also said, let me see what else did Mitch say. Mitch said, gotta focus on you before you can help others, but sometimes helping others gives you life. That is true. That is true. And lastly, Mitch says, we all fam share the wealth. All right, but that is it for today. Like I said, we're going live tomorrow around 2:30 where Eastern time. We're going to be getting back to Terraform, getting back to code. This was to understand the numbers a little bit better. Once again, shout out to Mitch for all the help, all the information. And Tim says, went well studying for 2 CompTIA certs right now and on our way out because Tim showed up and he's wrapping up his finals. He's studying for his certs. We want to encourage Tim as always, and we want to celebrate Tim for all the hard work, young man working through college, cybersecurity, all that good stuff. So let's celebrate Tim on our way out. All right. All right. We are out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Mitch, appreciate it. Tim, happy to see you here. Joseph, thanks for stopping by. All that good stuff. Thank you, everyone. Big Suggs, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you all. But on that note, Saturday morning, you guys go do something productive. This is Tech Coach Ralph, and we are out.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
What is your profession?